What's up, Capstone family? This is Ed coming at you on this Friday, the 2nd of June, 2023. Hey, thanks for click and play and watching this video. We appreciate it. Wanted to bring some information to you this week. In particular, what's going on with the market? We'll catch up on that here in just a little bit. But one of the things that came across our desk this week was a New York Times article talking about the water shortage and issues here in the Phoenix area. You probably saw it. If you haven't, I'll put the link down below so you can read it. And what this article is talking about is it's talking about the shortage of water here in Phoenix related to groundwater, right? So this year, and we've talked about this a little bit on some previous videos, we have more water here in Arizona from like rainfall than we've had almost since I've lived in Arizona, over 20 years. And Lake Roosevelt is totally full. They keep releasing water. They say that we've got years worth of water sitting in Lake Roosevelt alone. Most of the water that comes here to the Phoenix area, some does come from the Colorado. We get some from our groundwater, and then we get this watershed that comes from the Salt River and the Pima Rivers, right? And, so Phoenix as itself is in very, very, very good shape. What this article was specifically talking about is the water. They're looking at 100 years out, right? What's our 100-year, how much do we have enough water for 100 years? It's how they work on development. And ultimately, it looks like certain fringe areas on the outside of town only have up to 96 years worth of reserves, which means that we're probably going to see some slowing down of developments in those areas. What areas are we talking about? We're talking about Queen Creek, right? Queen Creek had water issues here a few years ago where they were trying to buy water from all over the state of Arizona because they don't have the water rights that other municipalities do. Phoenix, Scottsdale, Glendale, like all these other areas have 100 years worth of water in our groundwater. So those areas, developers can continue kind of moving forward as planned. But they're also talking about all these new subdivisions that are trying to kind of immerse themselves on the west side, far, far, far west side, on the other side of the white tanks. All those areas are going to have trouble now looking forward in development because, they don't have the water to support the growth that they're looking to do. So today was bringing this up. We're in our lunch. As most of you know, we have a lunch meeting every Friday. We talk about, what's happening. We also give kudos and touts. And Krista, here. Ha-ha!
Hey!
She
Hi,
said,
everyone.
Hey, what are you talking about this week? And she brought up a really, really, really good point. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's time for you to jump in the video.
Hi, it's Krista at Capstone. I jumped in because the city of Phoenix, so they're giving us, all of our owners that have rentals should make sure that they have registered their rental with the Maricopa County Assessors, especially the city of Phoenix. Everyone should have done it, but especially the city of Phoenix because they are cracking, let me tell you why.
Next.
They are cracking down on with your water. So we're calling in water, on the owner's behalf if a tenant moves out to get it rent ready again for a new tenant. And they are checking the assessors to make sure that your property is a registered rental.
Ooh. So when we're calling in to get that water turned on, they're going, hold on, wait on, let's double check and make sure this. Oh.
And what could happen, which happened right now with a couple of our owners, is that a tenant was in place and they vacated. They did not pay the bill. So now I'm trying to turn on water over at these addresses, and the city is telling me you cannot turn water on without paying this balance.
Ouch.
And I'm saying, what do you mean? There's tenants in there. When we put the water on, we paid the balance. Everything should be square. They're saying, no, our system is telling us that this property is not a registered rental, which means that water is going with the property. The bill's going with the property. The owner's associated. Exactly. So my owners are going to be out some money if this is not done. At least it's only the city of Phoenix, because if other people find out, it's a big fine. So you want to make sure that your rental property is registered as a rental in the assessor's form.
Yeah, in our initial paperwork that we send out for
Yes.
management, there's forms and whatnot, and if you have questions, call us.
Yeah, we'll guide
because most of you are good to go, but this is kind of a rare situation. But still, check it out. Good information.
Thank
Heck
you.
yeah, Krista.
Bye.
Nice, Krista jumping in and making it happen. Thank you, Krista.
For sure.
Yeah, that's dope. Cool. Well, thanks for watching this week. That's super, super, super helpful information because, again, registering your property as a rental in the municipality of Phoenix now specifically sounds like there's issues when it comes to turning water on and whatnot, and making sure that, like Krista said, if your property is registered as a rental, your water is going to be registered under the person that's living there and not necessarily affect you personally. But now, if it's not registered as a rental in the city of Phoenix and we have to get it turned on, they're going to associate that water bill with you, the owner. Good to know. Wow, they're cracking down. That is definitely something that we haven't seen before. Cool. Water, I'm not too worried about it here in the city of Phoenix. We've got water to spare this year. But what I do love about this whole conversation is it's starting the conversation. I'm from California. Back where I grew up 30 years ago in LA, we had water days basically where you weren't allowed to water your lawn, or you'd have to, use it sparingly. We'd talk about it significantly more than we do here. And we're in the desert. It's like we've never had water concerns here. Our water is so silly cheap, it's ridiculous. So at least it's starting that conversation so that people start thinking more about conservation and looking to the future as to, hey, how are we going to keep this thing moving forward? Appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and have an amazing weekend. Stay cool out there, and hopefully you're enjoying some amazing water. See ya.